Assalamu alaikum, doctor. My name is Khobab and my group mate is Yusuf Khan and we are group 3. Oh, sorry, group 13. And my part was to cover task 1 to task 4 where I would configure the network switches, secure access, set passwords and save the configuration in Cisco Packet Tracer. So I'll start by opening switch 1 and going to the CLI tab. First, I press enter to get into the console, and then I type enable. This command gives access to privileged exec mode, which allows me to run all the configuration commands. Now after this, I'll check the current configuration using show running config command. From this output, we can see that the switch has 24 fast Ethernet ports and 2 gigabit Ethernet ports. The VTI line ranges from 0 to 15. And then when I run the command show startup config, the switch says startup config is not present because no configuration has been saved to NVRAM yet. So we move to the task 2. Now I'll assign a unique hostname to S1 using my student ID. I was supposed to use my student ID, but I wrote my name because I didn't read the comment. To ensure console access, I'll enter the line configuration mode here. This sets a console password and shows a login prompt appears when anyone accesses the switch. I'll verify it by exiting to user mode. Now it asks for the password before I enter. Here. Now it's asked for me ask for the password before I can enter. I'll secure the privilege mode with an enable password that includes my student ID. Since the enable password is stored in the plain text, I'll configure an encrypted secret password using enable secret and the password that I want to set. Stored in plain text, I'll configure an encrypted secret password using enable secret and the password that I want to use, which is this one. This automatically hides the password using an MD5 hash. So after when I run show running config, you can see that the enable secret is displayed as an encrypted string that starts with $1. Now we'll move to the task 3. Now I'll set up a message of the day banner to warn unauthorized users. This is a secure system. So the MOTD banner appears every time when someone logs into the switch. This helps to notify users that access is restricted and ensures legal compliance for the security. I'll save all my configurations so they are not lost after rebooting. So after using this command, the switch confirms with OK, meaning the configuration is now stored in NVRAM. So that's all. Now my friend Yusuf will start from here. Thank you and have a nice day.
I'm Yusuf from Group 13, and I will be explaining Part 1 and Task 5 to 7 from Part 2. For Part 1, we were asked to convert analog waveform to digital signal using PCM, pulse code modulation, and divide it into 8 quantization levels. I started by finding the range of analog signal, which is 18, and then applied the formula to find the bits per level, which is 3. Then I also found the voltage gap in between the levels, and then in the table below, I defined each quantization levels and codes with range. And in the bottom diagram, it represents the encoded digital signal. For task 5, for task 5, we were required to configure S1 and S2 with IP addresses from table in part 2 task 1, which we made by using our student ID and the given IP address. By following the instructions, we were able to assign an IP address for S1 because we used the commands here, and we replaced it with the IP address which we were required to use. And to test it, we used the command show running config to check if it was actually assigned or not. And here in this screenshot in the bottom, we can see that interface VLAN 1 IP address is as per our requirement with the subnet mask. Then for task 6, we were asked to configure S2. It was same as we did for S1, but this time we used my student ID and my name to configure. We used the same commands and same format for the password. Then again, we used show running config command to confirm if the IP address was assigned as we were required to do. And it is visible here, interface VLAN 1 IP address and the IP address required as per the lab. And then for task 7, we were asked to configure PC with IP addresses assigned. Yes. Fine. So for this, we opened the Cisco Packet Tracer again. We clicked on the PC icon, and from there we clicked on the desktop tab, and clicking on IP configuration, we were at this page. And at this page, we entered our IP4 address and our subnet mask, which was given to us. And we did the same for all 4 of our PCs on the network. After configuring our PCs with the IP addresses and subnet, we were required to test our network connectivity, which we did by again clicking on the PC icon, then clicking on the desktop tab and opening the command prompt in the Cisco simulation. And then we use the command ping and the IP address we were required to test. And it was a successful response for all of our PCs. Thank you.